Christine Johnson. Good evening.
And I'm Maurice Dubois. First at 5, the presidential transition in full swing tonight. For the first time, Donald Trump met face-to-face with President Obama.
The president-elect also took some time to sit down with Paul Ryan, all to sketch out where we go from here. CBS 2's Tony Aiello is live now in Washington, D.C. with what everyone had to say about these meetings. Tony.
Christine, they have talked a lot about each other, but never before to each other face-to-face. Mr. Obama and Mr. Trump transitioning from hostility to hospitality. A private 90-minute sit-down in the Oval Office. No aides, just the president and the president-elect.
The most powerful man in the world and the man who will succeed him. A scene few envisioned 514 days ago when Donald Trump entered the race.
I want to emphasize to you, Mr. President-elect, that we now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds.
After trading insults during the campaign, the two men found common ground in a shared commitment to a smooth transition.
We had never met each other. I have great respect. The meeting lasted for almost an hour and a half. And it could have, as far as I'm concerned, it could have gone on for a lot longer.
Trump flew to D.C. on his private jumbo jet with a LaGuardia send-off salute from Port Authority firefighters. At the White House, Melania Trump met privately with First Lady Michelle Obama for tea and a tour of the family quarters. Then it was off to the U.S. Capitol for a meeting with House Speaker Paul Ryan. He has the best view in D.C. from his office balcony. Ryan gave the Trumps a tour and a look at the platform being built for Trump's inauguration on January 20th. During the campaign, as Trump generated controversy on the stump, his fellow Republican Ryan often expressed concern and kept his distance. Today, a warm rhetorical embrace of Trump and his campaign slogan.
Donald Trump had one of the most impressive victories we've ever seen, and we're going to turn that victory into progress for the American people. And we are now talking about how we're going to hit the ground running to make sure that we can get this country turned around and make America great again.
I think we're going to do some absolutely spectacular things for the American people.
The president-elect has spoken of undoing Obamacare and the Iran nuclear deal, two of the signature achievements of which President Obama is most proud. During the campaign, the president called Trump unfit and unqualified. Today, the president's spokesman said that his view hasn't changed, but the American people have spoken, and so the time for hard feelings is over. Live at the White House, Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. Tony mentioned that Trump took the Trump airplane to D.C., and he also took it back to New York. A live look here at LaGuardia Airport, where that plane touched down just before the 5 o'clock hour, carrying the first family-elect back to his home state of New York. We can assume that those long line of emergency vehicles and official vehicles there are because of security measures and everything else that is involved with being the president, future president of the United States. We'll continue to follow developments here and also have more about the campaign and the traffic problems that are happening in Midtown as a result of Mr. Trump living still in New York City a bit later in this broadcast. In the meantime, a preponderance of green on Wall Street today as the Dow set a new record high. The index closed at 18,808. That was a climb of 218 points. Yesterday, it was up 256. The S&P gained a more modest 4 points today, and the Nasdaq was down 42.